Oh, man. Guys, I know I'm wearing a hoodie right now, but let me tell you, it's like pretty hot in here. Like, I don't know if somebody left like a hot take in here or like what, or maybe a few, but like, it's pretty bad in here. It's getting pretty unbearable, so I need to make this video pretty quickly. Hey guys, what's going on? James here, and before I start this video, I want to say shout out to Alan Decker for being my latest Patreon backer. You're the best, man. If you guys are interested in supporting my Patreon as well and donating and supporting the channel and whatnot, it'll be at the top of the description of this video. Go check it out. Even $1, you know, even if it's just $1, that works for me because, you know, any amount of money is good, you know how it is. But in today's video, we are talking about bold predictions for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 2018-2019 season. And I know what you're saying is, you know, for the people who aren't gonna like this, you're gonna say, oh, James, you know, you're being stupid. How dare you give these types of takes? That's not gonna happen. Well, that's the point of them being a bold take, is because I'm gonna say some stuff that is like really, not all of it is going to be like really out there, but you know, there's going to be one where you guys are just going to lose your minds. But yeah, that's the point. Bold takes. So yeah, we're doing some bold takes today for the Buccaneers 2018-2019 season, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So let's get started with take number 1, which is Peyton Barber. Yes, Peyton Barber will have over 1,000 rushing yards for this season. Now, admittedly, I have gotten this idea from a couple of you guys, Leo Taylor being one of them, so shout out to you, man. I know a couple other you guys in my comment section as well. You're pretty hyped up about Peyton Barber, and I'm going to be honest, okay? I'm going to be honest. It's rubbed off on me a little bit. It's rubbed off so much on me, in fact, that I believe that Peyton Barber's going to have 1,000 yards rushing. And I know what you're going to say, but James, Ronald Jones ain't the star this year, baby. It's Peyton Barber, okay? Let me explain why. So, you know, after we drafted Ronald Jones, and even, let's take it back to last year, okay? Everybody was hyped up about Doug Martin. I was hyped up about Doug Martin. A handful of other people were hyped up about Doug Martin. It was supposed to be Doug Martin's good year, and oh boy, things didn't work out. But there were some people, you know, I saw a handful of you guys last year. Shout out to Ethan Ennis, you know, one of you. And a handful of other you guys last year when we were doing the live streams. You know, a few of you were hyped up about this guy, this undrafted rookie, Peyton Barber. James, he should get a shot. James, he's really good. And I said, psh, no, it's Doug Martin's good year. And you know what? I was dead wrong. Doug Martin sucked, and whenever Peyton Barber was given the opportunity, he showed power, he showed poise, and he showed very good ball carrier vision, and he ended up being the Buccaneers' lead rusher last year, despite not playing and starting all 16 games for the Buccaneers. Fast forward to this offseason, you know, when he was basically the only running back worth starting on the team, and then the Bucs decided to draft Ronald Jones. There was a lot of hype about Ronald Jones, where, okay, Peyton Barber, it was fun, you're a good guy, but now we got Ronald Jones. He's going to be the guy. And up to this point, you know, Ronald Jones has looked good in practice. He's looked good in training camp. But in games so far, he hasn't been looking good, to the point where he's actually third on the Bucs depth chart right now, behind Peyton Barber, who is your starting running back, and Jaquiz Rodgers. So I think this is a very unique opportunity for Peyton Barber to be the lead guy, lead the whole year, and prove how dominant of a running back he can be, because in training camp and in the preseason games, Barber's looked very, very good. It seems like he's picking up right where he left off last year, and I think he's going to take advantage. I think he's going to do wonderful behind this upgraded offensive line with Ryan Jensen at the helm, Ali Marpet. I know Donovan Smith is going to be there for a little bit, but DeMar Dodson and Caleb Benenoch, and I feel that Peyton Barber's going to take advantage of this improved offensive line, and he will have 1,000 yards rushing. Mark my words. Moving on to the second bold prediction. Now, this isn't the super crazy one. I think I'm going to save that one for last, but this second one is actually pretty bold. So you know how last year the Buccaneers had 22 sacks total, and, you know, our defensive line sucked. It's trash, James. James, it's trash. Robert Ayers, trash. Chris Baker, trash. William Golston, trash. And I know, they were terrible. They were pretty bad, okay? Most of those guys aren't even on the team anymore. So, we replaced them with guys like Jason Pierre-Paul, Vinny Curry, Bo Allen, Vita Vea, among a couple of others. Specifically, I want to point out Jason PierrePaul, because this year, no, Jason PierrePaul won't have 22 sacks, but this year there's a lot of hype behind which player will have 10 sacks, finally have a double-digit sack player for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Will it be Gerald McCoy? Will it be Vinny Curry? Will it be Jason PierrePaul? Will it be Noah Spence? I'm here to tell you today that we will have not one, but two double-digit sack players for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and it is going to be Gerald McCoy and Jason PierrePaul. That is right, and not only will they both have double-digit sacks, they will combine for, if not as much, more than the Buccaneers had in team sacks last year. That means that Jason PierrePaul and Gerald McCoy combined will have at least 22 sacks together. You know, it is what it is. I think it's going to happen, guys, okay? Jason PierrePaul is playing with arguably the best defensive tackle he's ever played with, ever. And Gerald McCoy is playing with arguably the best defensive end he's ever played with, ever. I guess you could maybe say Michael Bennett, but still, I think that this is a match made in heaven. You add in guys who can create sack opportunities like Bo Allen and Vinny Curry, and there you go. I think JPP and Gerald McCoy, G-Mac and JPP, I think they're going to take advantage, and I think they're going to lead what is going to be a very dominant Buccaneers defensive line. Moving on to my third prediction. Now, I know these two are pretty bold. The first two, Peyton Barber, 1,000 yards rushing. James, crazy. Gerald McCoy and JPP, at least 22 sacks. James, preposterous. But, my dear viewers, let me tell you about something that's really bold. We've had a kicking curse. Matt Bryant cursed us. We cast him away and he put a witch's curse on us. Ugh. But I'm here to tell you that Chandler Catanzaro will be the one to break that curse. That's right. Chandler Catanzaro will be our savior this season. He will get 85 to 90% of his field goals made. Now, do not leave this video because I guarantee you it's going to happen. The reason I think it's going to happen is quite simple, okay? Chandler Catanzaro has come in with a different mindset besides those castaways like Nick Folk and Roberto, I can't even say his name. It's just so guttural. It's disgusting. But Chandler Catanzaro has come in with more confidence, more poise, and a better mentality. He can visualize where he wants to kick, and he can do it pretty darn accurately. I think that he will have at least 85% of his field goals made. Now, I know most kickers, you know, they dream of having a field goal percentage like that. I think Catanzaro's best was an 83% in his career, but this will be Catanzaro's best year yet. I think he will have 85% at least made, 90% at the most. I believe in him. I hope you believe in him too. Finally, for my last two predictions, now I know, we've gotten really crazy, right? Chandler Catanzaro, Gerald McCoy, Jason PierrePaul, and Peyton Barber. But this one has to do with our beautiful, beautiful wide receiver group. You know, Mike Evans, DeSean Jackson, Chris Godwin, Adam Humphries, Justin Watson, and Freddie Martino. You know, shout out to Freddie Martino, I guess. But, what if I told you that the two stars of this wide receiver core are going to be Mike Evans and Chris Godwin? Not DeSean Jackson, not Adam Humphries, not Justin Watson. Chris Godwin and Mike Evans. These two are arguably the two most complete wide receivers that we have on this team. Mike Evans, the big body, jump up and grab it wide receiver. He can make your cornerbacks look stupid with how freaking tall and powerful he is. And Chris Godwin, can we talk about Chris Godwin for a minute? The complete all-around wide receiver. He's the most balanced package the Bucs have for a wide receiver on this team. He's fast, he's tall, he runs good routes, he has good good hands. He's a complete package, and I'm confident that not only will Mike Evans continue his streak of having 1,000 yards for every season he's played ever receiving, but I think Chris Godwin will have 1,000 yards receiving as well. Not DeSean Jackson, not Adam Humphries, which I know Adam Humphries doesn't necessarily count in that group, but I think Chris Godwin will emerge this year, and he will prove that he is worthy of being the number 2 option next to Mike Evans and assume his rightful place as one of the best up-and-coming wide receivers in this league. Now, are you ready for prediction number 5? Now, I know what you're thinking at this point. I know, okay, I know, I'm not crazy. It might seem that way in this video up to this point, but I'm not crazy, okay? I'm just bold. I'm out there, man. I'm bold, man. But in this final prediction, I'm going to state another fact of our wide receiver group. Now, I know what you're saying is, well, James, what's going to happen with DeSean Jackson or Adam Humphries? Well, it's funny you asked that, because I think that either DeSean Jackson or Adam Humphries is going to be traded by the trade deadline, by the way. Just to add a little detail in there, but I know what you're saying is, James, why would we trade away them? God, what's wrong with you? Ugh, get away, James. Ugh. No, don't shoo me away yet, because our wide receiver core is deep. In fact, it's so deep, we might not actually need a guy like a DeSean Jackson or an Adam Humphries. Now, I know I've been on and off the trade DeSean Jackson train for a while now, but I think the Buccaneers can take advantage of a very unique opportunity here. Now, this is bold beyond bold, but just go with me, okay? I think the Buccaneers are going to trade DeSean Jackson or Adam Humphries. Who are they going to trade him to? The Seattle Seahawks. Now, who are they going to trade for? Earl Thomas. Stay with me, because like I just said, the Buccaneers have an insanely deep wide receiver core. Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, DeSean Jackson, Adam Humphries, Justin Watson, Freddie Martino. And they love every single one of those guys. In fact, they love them so much, Jason Light might deem one of these guys expendable. Who needs some wide receivers? The Seattle Seahawks. And before you type, but Tyler Lockett is actually their number 2. They just gave him a contract extension, James. He's actually in the top 15 highest paid wide receivers in the NFL right now. If you think that Tyler Lockett is a reliable number 2 wide receiver option for the Seattle Seahawks, I don't know what to tell you, because he's not. He's injury prone. He hasn't proven to be that good. I even said a little quip on Twitter about it. If you want to go follow me on Twitter, that's down in the description below. But the point is that the Seattle Seahawks don't have a whole lot of receivers that they can rely on. And, oh, but James, they have Brandon Marshall. Brandon Marshall's like 1,000 years old, okay? If you get DeSean Jackson or an Adam Humphries, you get a reliable option for the next couple of years who can really add value to your wide receiver core and can arguably be a starting wide receiver. You can have Adam Humphries be your starting slot wide receiver. You can have DeSean Jackson being your starting number 2 wide receiver, and they can both put up very productive numbers in a very nice passing offense. So, where does that leave Earl Thomas? Well, you know, for how much our Buck fans, you know, I love it, you guys love it. For how much we love our wide receiver core, we don't like our safety group that much. You know, it's okay, but a lot of people don't like Chris Conte, and that's fine. You know, that is what it is. We like Justin Evans. We like, you know, Jordan Whitehead, but we need a little bit more. You know, we need somebody to really come in and just boom, you know, add that last piece to the secondary, and I think Earl Thomas is that guy, okay? I think Earl Thomas is that guy. Imagine if we could get Earl Thomas, even if it's for like a year or 2. Come on. It's Earl freaking Thomas, man. Come on now. So I really think that the Bucs could maybe make a move at that eventually. Seattle always needs wide receivers. We need a safety, and I mean like a really like a star safety. So that might be a match made in heaven. I don't know. But let me know what you guys think about all these bold predictions. I know I've basically gone off the deep end in this video, but hey, whatever. I'm bold, man. I'm bold. And if you guys actually want to take a stab at this question, you know, I'll actually post a little clip at the end of the video so you guys can take a little stab at it. And I'm sure I've already said something at the beginning of the video, so yeah. I'm going to go ahead and cut to this question. I hope you guys all enjoyed this video, and as always, I'll see you in the next video. But until then, and as always, goodbye for now, and go Bucs. Alright, hopefully you guys can see this question. If not, I'll read it out to you. How was the Buccaneers How was Buccaneers chosen as the team name back, in the 1976, 1975 years? How was Buccaneers? How did the Bucs become the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? How was that chosen as their team name? Leave your answers down in the comments section below. It's greatly appreciated. Don't forget to like the video and check out all the links down in the description below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, I'll see you in the next video, but until then, goodbye for now, and go Bucs.